welcome to yet another video. I'm so excited that you are here. If you haven't already, I suggest that you subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you can have the opportunity of seeing it. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 money traps to be aware of. And indeed, we are going to go through them systematically that will help you to understand, at least even if you take one of them, the nuggets. I believe that it will be something that will be helpful to you to in your financial freedom pathway or journey. If we haven't met before, my name is Beatrice Yakubu. I'm the founder of Simply Family Business, as well as the founder of Win with Money, a podcast. Now let's get started with the video. 5 money traps to be aware of. Money trap 1 is spending nilly-willy. What does spending nilly-willy means? It means that you are spending without actually thinking that you are spending. What happens with money is that when you have it, or even if you don't have it and you're spending, especially if you're spending with the credit card, guess what? You are sometimes not even aware of the vast amount that is going out of your pocket, at that point. Here is how you can help yourself. Either you have a budget or you are tracking the amount of money that you spend, either daily, weekly, and tabulating it and seeing, is it actually balancing up? Because if you don't do that, there are certain things that you buy that you really don't need. Now, if I were to ask you, obviously you give me examples of things that you bought that you didn't need. And typically clothing. We buy clothing that we don't need. Our wardrobes are full of clothes that we don't even wear, especially those of us in the cold countries. Then the weather changes, and then all those clothes are perpetually in wardrobes or in bags that we are not using. That is one way that you can actually save money. And if you're someone who is, shopping and then your wardrobe is full, one tip that you can do to get some of your money back is to go on Vinted and sell some of them, or on eBay. Number 2 is living paycheck to paycheck. Now, in terms of that, it is said that nearly 50% of the UK population live paycheck to paycheck. What does this mean? It means that the money, they said the month is always not ended before the money. So you don't want to be in that situation, in the sense that, what if, for example, something happens and you can't actually work? What is going to happen to your life? Because not even when you're not well, as time goes on, there should be a time that you should get to a point, if you are thinking consciously about financial freedom, there should be a time that you don't have to work and then money still come in. But if you constantly or continuously living paycheck to paycheck, what then happens is, obviously, you cannot become financially independent. And here's the reason why many people are living paycheck to paycheck. It's because wages is not catching up with inflation. Now, we could say that employers are not paying good money, but of course, employers are not responsible for our financial well-being. It is up to us to think about creative ways of ensuring that either we get a pay rise, or we get a new skill, or increase our skills that would get us a new job, or have a new skill that would help us to actually have the boldness or the qualification to ask for a pay rise. Or if you are in business, either to get a creative way of generating extra income. Or even if you are working, you can have a side hustle that will bring you some more income. Those are ways that you can actually gradually get off the trap of, living paycheck to paycheck. The third point is the credit card trap. Now, in terms of those of us in the Western world, credit card is something that can actually become a very, very big trap as far as money is concerned, as far as financial freedom is concerned. I remember when I first came to this country, a friend of my husband used to say, do not, whatever you do, don't get yourself involved in credit cards, because maybe he had at that time I didn't even know what credit card was, but because he had a bad experience about it, or he heard about it, I didn't ask because I didn't know what it is anyway. But as time goes on, you understand that when you have been working and then the banks have see that money is coming in and every month into your account, they offer you credit cards. But the problem with that is that if you don't know how to use it, then you are going to use it in a way that will get you into a financial difficulty. I.e., most of credit cards percentage is what, 18? I think 18 is the minimum, and it goes up to 50 or even more percent in terms of interest. If you are not someone who is conscious of paying off your credit cards every month, guess what is going to happen? You are going to be charged interest, and once you are getting charged interest month in, month out, that is going to build up to become unnecessary debt for you. But on the flip side, credit card is good in the sense that it will help you to build a credit if you're someone who is looking into buying a house, or even looking into borrow money in the financial system. Obviously, they are looking at all those things. Fourth one is the debt trap. Now, building on the credit card, obviously debt is another thing in terms of going for a loan or buying things that are that will go on, that we take on, what is it called, a higher purchase for that matter. If you are I remember one of my colleagues one time said in our dialect that they've called her to give her a loan. That was a big deal for her, in the sense that she did not ask anybody, or she did not send any application, but the bank just decided that at this point she needed a loan. Can you even believe that? What does this mean? It means that the bank sees that you are credit worthy, and because they are also in business to make money, they want to give you a loan so that you pay them interest. Now, if you have something to do with the loan, if you have something in mind like an investment or something tangible that you want to do with the money, fair enough. If not, I've known many people who just go for a loan, and then what happens? That is a debt that you have to pay that you didn't have to, because what then happens is that, number one, you are going to pay for the interest in the loan of the loan, and that is kind of reducing your progress as far as your financial freedom journey is concerned. That is something that you shouldn't do, or you should be aware of. And for most of us, especially in the diaspora, what we then do is that we buy these, we take these loans, and then we go build houses or buy houses back in Africa or back in whichever country we come from. But that's not really going to be yielding you a lot of money because there was no planning about this. And the building is standing somewhere, you are living somewhere, it's not generating any income, and indeed, yet you are still paying, and that slows down your financial freedom journey. So it is something to think about. And if you are listening and you perhaps are in debt, you need to sit down and actually tabulate all of them. And if it's something that you can pay with what you are earning now, you have to make a conscious plan to pay every month, starting with the lowest debt first quickly, and then using the snowball method. I would recommend that. If you cannot, then you need to contact Citizen Bureau or Step Change, or I think Pay Plan. They would help you to sort of have a plan to be able to pay gradually and then get yourself out, because without that, becoming financial free will become challenging. Last but not the least is a risky investment. Now, as far as investment is concerned, it will bring you money if you invest wisely. But then, of course, if you invest without due diligence, you could also lose your money. And you don't want to lose money when all you're trying to do is to actually make money and become financially independent. Depending on your plan, if you are somebody who wants to invest for long haul, stocks and shares are good, but it should be between 5 to 10 years. That is when you will see reward. Obviously, if you are not risk averse, or if you are risk averse, obviously it's not something that because of the up and down movement of stocks, and you could lose some of your stock along the way. If it's for short term, it's not good for you. Or even if you are somebody who cannot kind of withstand that, seeing your money go down, yeah, you could just perhaps stick to government's bonds and also ISS that will generate you some form of interest. So those are the points that I wanted to share with you. Number one, I call it your 5 money traps to be aware of. And number 1 is spending nilly-willy. I don't do it because it will keep you perpetually in a loop in this cycle and not getting your financial freedom figures done as fast as possible. And number 2 is living paycheck to paycheck. Yes, try to find a way of increasing your income so that you will be able to be in a position to save money to get yourself out of that loop of Robert Kiyosaki calls it the rat race. Number 3 is misuse of credit cards. Of course, credit cards are good for us, but also it can literally become a nightmare if you are not using it with with wisdom, shall I say. And number 4 is a debt trap. Now, the UK gives you relentless amount of debt if you allow them, and the banks for that matter, because it is in their interest to give people loans so that they can make profit. But you don't necessarily have to take loans, especially if it's unaffordable. And last but not the least is risky investments. You have to do your due diligence and guard your money. Thank you so much for watching. I will come your way once again. Take care. Remember to like the video, share it, or subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Take care. See you later. Bye.